Good evening, everyone. This is Joe Henches, and this is an update here for Monday evening for the market tomorrow, September 10th. Let's take a quick look at the S&P 500 to begin with. It was up 16.5 points today. We had a great rally, and of course, a lot of that was because of I think, a little bit of the tension relief coming off of Syria. The comments, a lot of interviewing being done by President Obama, comments by Kerry, just all of that kind of thing building up into the market today. Now, I must say, on my last couple of updates, if you look back to the 5th, you look back to last night, what did I talk about? Talked about the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has not pulled back. The Nasdaq has gone sideways. It has held up. And I basically was asking the question, can the tech stocks lead us higher? Can we turn higher here? And that's exactly what's happened. Take a look at the Nasdaq. The high on August 5th was 3694.19. Okay, we closed above that high today. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're off to the races. I do think it is, but we're probably going to pull back, is my guess. I mean, when you look at the fact that we've been up, this was a down day here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th day in a row that we've been up. And look at the volume. The volume was lower than last Friday. Okay, and it's not been these dotted lines down here. This is where I keep a 50-day moving average of the volume. Okay, last 10 weeks of volume, and so we haven't even hit. Today, we didn't even hit the average of the last 10 weeks of volume on the Nasdaq. So we had to move up, but it had lackluster volume. So I'm a little suspect. And honestly, I mean, it's happened before. I mean, when you look back here, let me pull this in. You look back into March and April, the Nasdaq was moving sideways, and here on April 10th, it broke out, and you think, well, okay, here we go, we're going higher. But no, it pulled back for about a week and a half, until it then decided to go ahead and take off. So, good sign that this thing hasn't gone in the tank, good sign that it hasn't pulled back, hasn't even touched the, back to this trend line, but we may get a little bit of a pullback here. So we'll have to just kind of watch and see. And a lot of this really is looking for the individual stocks today too. So let me go back to the S&P 500. Trend lines held on the S&P 500. We're up above the 50-day moving average. It looks like we're trying to turn. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We're trying to turn here. I want to focus on one stock today. I got into this stock at the close, little bit nervous about it, but I don't know. I think the trend is turning. This is Cliffs Natural Resources, CL. What the heck is the ticker symbol on this thing? CLF, I believe. Yep, CLF. Okay, Cleveland Natural Resources. I've been watching this thing for a couple of weeks now. Well, actually, I've been monitoring for a while, but I've been looking for a buy signal for a couple of weeks, and today I got the buy signal in my mind. We've got the 10-day moving average is trying to get back above the 20. The 20 is above the 50. We're turning higher here. The negative is we still got this downtrending 200-day moving average, but you're going to have that whenever you're trying to turn. Let me kind of level set the chart for you a little bit, and then this is the one stock I want to focus on today. Big downtrend line in Cliffs. Now, the other thing I want to mention today too is Caterpillar was up big today. Freeport-McMoRan was moving today. Newmont Mining was pulling back. Gold was pulling back a little bit, I believe. So some of these natural resources stocks were trying to move, and Cliffs Natural Resources was one of them. So you look at this really has the look and feel of a Head and Shoulders bottom. This is a shoulder, this is the head, here's another shoulder, would move up to this neckline. And then typically the projected move out of a Head and Shoulders like this is the distance between the neckline and the top of the head here, the bottom of the head. This is a reverse Head and Shoulders, okay? This is a bottom. This distance is typically what it'll move from this neckline when it breaks it. So it'll up to, whatever that distance is, and an easy way to do that is I can sit and draw a trend line. Okay, make that trend line. And if I can grab this and move this trend line up. Now, okay, it didn't do it because now here's the difference. That's the other thing I want to point out on my charts. I use semi-log graphs, okay? So that an inch on the lower part of the chart is equal in percentage terms to an inch in the upper part of the chart. It keeps everything in proportion, and it makes a big difference. This is the way I learned charting, and this is the way I've kept the charts ever since for the last 30 plus years, okay? And so that's why you almost have to literally, I use basically a business card. I will grab a business card, put it on the screen, and make that measurement, make the projection. If I had to guess, we're talking about a move up into over $40 a share here if it were to do this and break this. Now, what does it have to do? It's got to break this downtrending line here. It's got to continue to make a move and make a move up into here. Now, what else are we looking at on the chart? We've got a big gap right here in prices where it plunged down and started this big downtrend. A big gap in prices. Well, what do gaps like to do? Gaps like to get filled, okay? So there's a good chance that if we break this trend line, break through this neckline, we're going to come up and easily target the top of this gap, which would be 35.90. So we're talking about, say, $36 a share. So that's what I'm looking at right here. Now we'll see whether or not number one, we got to get this 10-day moving average above the gray line. The blue line's got to get above the gray line as we start to turn. We need to pull up and continue moving up here. But so far, I like what I'm seeing. The volume was up nice today. And you can see that better as I blow it up. And the other thing, the buying, the DI plus is above the DI minus and it turned higher. The ADX is here, where is it? It's around 30, and whenever the ADX is above 20, 25 for sure, it signifies a trending, stock that's trending. And look at the RSI. The RSI is above 50 and heading higher, so you definitely have got the the buying momentum. I'm not seeing any negative divergences. So right now, this looks pretty good. I'm excited about this one. We'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys posted. So it's going to be an interesting week. That's all I have for now, and good trading. Talk to you soon.